Assalamu alaikum. Now my this session is for reservation and front office department related with the reservations, guest profiles, that how to make the reservation, what type, how many types of reservation you can deal with in the system, as well as how to do the check-in, then cashiering, and how to do checkout. So all those activities usually in the wishnet you can do it very easily by the screen guest details. Let me click guest detail here. So in the guest detail screen, if you first you need to understand the guest detail screen. In this screen, this screen comprised with the four sections. The first one is the basic details screen of the guest, and the second one is statistical information. The third one is billing details. The fourth one is arrival and contact information related with the guest. And along with this one, you will also see the travel details, which is required for the concierge of the hotel. So for the first basic thing is the guest, the first in the basic detail the guest name for which you are supposed to make the reservations. For example, I'm going to make the reservation against the surname Khan. Yes, in the system first you are supposed to put the surname Khan, then press tab. The system sometimes give you this history linking screen where it will catch the history from your surname, and you can also link it with that one, so the history will be linked along with the new guest profile. And here you can also search the because if the same name you will see multiple times, so you can press mobile number from here, and when you click the mobile number you will define the mobile number, that it will be sorted out respectively, and you will be able to link with the correct history of the guest. But now I am just going to ignore because this is not the Imran Khan. I am going to link with any other profile. So let's just close it. It will stand for the first name. So this is Gibran Khan. The title Mr. If it is related with the corporate guest, you can select corporate. So from here you can, all the corporate list will be appear. The same like travel agents, operators, channels, all will be appeared here. If it is from the non-registered site, you can keep it non, and the company name you will mention it here, Alpha Corporation example. If it is a registered guest, you can take the corporate and select the company, then respectively with respect to their contract, their rates, all the rate code, currency, the manual rate, all will be defined here. So now I'm going to give the manual rates here. The manual rate 5,000. In the statistical information, I will give from Awadi Gold Card member, domicile from Afghanistan. So there are two levels of guest classes. One is normal. Here you can define example VIP, and this VIP is coming from the government side, and it's a special guest for us. So these are the criteria levels which you can define in the statistical information. If you are choosing the manual rate, yes, sometimes it will also take it as a default keep rate. So of course, if it's staying for the multiple dates, for number of days, for example, it's staying from 11 till 19, so means 9 days. If you can also change the number of days from here, 10 nights, so respectively the dates will be changed also. Room types, room number and domicile is not a mandatory field for the reservation point of view, but yes, it becomes mandatory if you are trying to check in the guest. And in the billing details, you can see the keep rate and guaranteed, either this guest is guaranteed or non-guaranteed. You can manually select it, or the payment method, cash or bill to company. If bill to company, you can define the AR ID, and same like this is the arrival contact information, when because after the making the reservation, if this the confirmation letter to whom you are supposed to send the guest expected arrival time, expected arrival date, expected departure time, and by which flight numbers, you can mention it here. So these are the basic detail. In the clear screen, you can mention it. You can clear the screen from the new guest button also. So let me click create reservation. So you can understand this thing here, that whatever the information I put it, I have the option of the waitlist reservation and create reservation and refusal. So these three option, or the fourth one is walk-in. Walk-in means of course it will become the reservation and directly the profile status becomes in-house. And for the queue room is the temporary check-in. It means it is not in-house, it is not reservation, but yes, it will be a part of the in-house, and it will be shown in the other as an in-house for the other outlets. And if any service will be given to them later on, you can make it confirm in-house, or you can do the cancellation for the queue rooms. But yes, for the refusal, only for the record for the management that you are not able to get this reservation. Wait list is the same like the temporary, it will not hit to your inventory. And create reservation, for sure it is a confirmed reservation and it will surely hit to your inventory. So now I have done this reservation, and this reservation, the reservation ID and the confirmation is being appeared here. Okay, just I wish to share some more concept about the guest profiles here. That guest profiles, the basic requirements of the reservation I have already done it now, and guest detail screen introduction also done. So now you have to keep in your mind about the how many guest profile status the WishNet supports. So by default, with respect to the levels, I am mentioning it that the first level is the either you can make it refusal, so it is only for the record only, but yes, you can make it as a waitlisted reservation, which is not countable in terms of your inventory. Confirmed reservation, yes, it is countable for your occupancy and other things. Cancelled, on cancellation, when you will do the reservation cancel, the profile status will become changed into cancel. The turn away, yes, turn away is also the same type of cancellation, but the only difference is this: it is only for the record that on the same date when the guest was about to arrive in the hotel and was about to check in into the hotel, it becomes he was not willing to check in, and because of any reason, and then he refused to check in. So you can mention it as a turn away. If guest is on the same date when he was supposed to arrive, he doesn't appear, so of course at the time of night audit the profile status change into no show. And same like the queue room and in-house. The queue room is a temporary check-in, where in some scenarios you have to follow it. For example, in some scenarios when the guest arrives for one room which you are going to assign to him, but on the same moment another expected checkout is not done yet, so you can handle that guest on the reception, and you can allow him to go to avail any other facility of the hotel, or to go to the F&B side, restaurants, take the lunch, whatever. So on that scenario you can just do the check-in as a queue room, and this profile will be appeared in the F&B point of sales also. And later on you can do the permanent check-in after the expected checkout procedure. So in the same way, when you will do the permanent check-in, then it will become the in-house, and it will surely be the countable. Bill on hold. On bill on hold, after the in-house profile, of course you will start during the stay you will be doing the cashiering, and at the time of checkout you have the temporary checkout option also. Sometimes in some scenarios the outstanding is there, and you are not able to do the checkout, so on that scenario you can do the bill on hold checkout, and later on you will be able to release, you will be able to do the city ledger of the same profile, but it will not be considered as a permanent checkout. So, and of course later on you can also do, when you will release it after make it zero the balance, yes, you can do the cashiering in the same profile, and then it will become the checkout profile of the software. So on the left side I also mentioned it, in the reservation side you can make the reservation waitlisted, tentative reservation, you can do confirm and cancel, and if you do cancel it will become cancel reservation, and if you will become confirm it will become confirm reservation. In confirm reservation you have two concepts, guaranteed and non-guaranteed. So manually you can also change it, or you can mention the due amount and due date, so respectively till that time if the amount will be posted, so it will become a guaranteed. Otherwise it will by default it is non-guaranteed, and at the time of night audit of the same date, due date, so it will change into the cancellation side. Activities over the reservation profiles: you can do turn away, you can do cancellation, you can do queue room check-ins, you can do permanent check-ins. Activities over the in-house profiles: you can do bill on hold and checkout. So with respect to the stages, I have mentioned the activities and the details of the guest profile status. So in terms of the screen details, now this profile is already reservation, and on the right side you can see the personal details, allotment details, PAX details, preference and rate details. So let me complete it first. In personal details, you can mention the mobile number and other details of the guest. You can, if you are having the facility of the picture from the reception, you can take it from the right side. You can take the picture and you can upload the picture here of the guest. The identification detail, the ID card and password details, you can mention it here and take the password, scan it and attach it here. The images, the same, the visa detail also you can mention it here. The membership card details, you can mention it here. The police details, yes, for the foreigners you have to feed some extra information about required for the police and the security. And the sponsor details. Allotment details, if it is related with the travel agent, then of course then you are supposed to mention the travel agent, the company name of the guest, and here the travel agent. So if you have allotted any particular number of rooms, so from that inventory it will be decreased. So this part will be completed in the sales and marketing module, how the allotment will be done. In PAX detail, if there are more than two guests, let me save the quantity first. Then in this scenario you will go to the PAX details and mention the another PAX staying with this guest. For example, I am mentioning Khan. It's also asking me to link with any other profile. No, cancel. Shan Mr. staying with this guest. Nationality, visa type and other information which you want to keep it here. The passport details you can keep it here and then save it. So it becomes the accompanying PAX along with this guest. You can see whatever the details are being entered here, respectively it is showing as a yellow highlighted. So it means some modification has been done in the same profile here. In the preference side, whatever the room they are preferring, so non-smoking, smoking, the special amenities, flowers and other things which you are giving to you can mention it here. And this option will also be useful when you press the allocate room, so system automatically assign the room with respect to the preference or any first available room. Statistical information only required for the statistical reports. Rate details. So in the rate details, there are three options which you are supposed to use. One is rate plan, one is auto post, one is meal plan. So rate plan, for instance, the guest is staying for 10 nights and you are giving the rate of 5,000 as mentioned here. So but you are talking with the guest where on the weekend, as per your management policy, the weekend rate are 7,000 and you are not able to change it. The system will automatically apply that rate. So the weekend on 14 it will become 7,000. So 7,000 onwards till departure it will be like this, but you are dealing with the guests on 14 it will be 7,000, but on 15 onwards it will. So do double down arrow key, do rack on 15 5,000 and save it. So from 15 till departure the rate will become again 5,000 and on that day it will become 7,000. You can double confirm by checking the profiles. See, 5,000, 7,000, 5,000. You can take the print of this perform invoice also. Auto post charges. For example, I'm just giving one scenario to you that one guest is staying for 10 days and they are asking for one extra bed. So you are saying to guest, the extra bed charge is 2,000, and he gets agreed with this one. So you have to define the extra bed charges here. $2,000 from date arrival till date departure. Currency on daily basis of per pax, it will be as per the per pax will be multiplied with the amount, and save it. So rate plan and auto post charges are the useful options which you can utilize it from the rate detail site. The third thing about the meal plan, by default the meal plan will be attached with the rate code. So whatever the rate code you are going to assign to the guest, so respectively that rate code, the meal plan will be attached here automatically. But in some scenarios, if you are manually handling this thing, so you can go to this section, go to inclusive, BB, breakfast, half board, full board, you will select that one, arrival, departure time, save it. So respectively it will be applied in the same profile. It will be segregated from your room charges, and if you will make it as exclusive, so it will be applied over the room charges. So whatever the room breakfast did, define it in manager function of the meal plan side, so respectively it will be applied, but over the exclusive means over the room charges. It will not be included in the room charges. That's it. So currently I am just keeping it as a inclusive. Save it. So now the basic section has almost done. Billing instructions, if okay, the related with the guest, if you want to keep it, you can type it here. If this is the payment method, if they want in credit card, in bill to company, you can select it as per the requirement. If BTC, you have to select any city ledger and save it. So it is a city ledger guest. If it is a long staying guest at the time of in-house, sometimes for the long staying guest accounts, people wants to have some outstanding in the credit side so they can claim to the company. So on that scenario, you can use the folio wise AR. You can define you can keep the same AR ID here and put the cycle on daily basis, on the weekly basis, monthly basis. So for the weekly basis, all the outstanding will be transferred from here to the account receivable side. You have to understand this thing here, that sometime as per the standard, whenever the guest gets check out, on that time all the outstanding will be transferred to the account receivable side. But in this scenario, if you define the folio wise AR, so whatever the outstanding amount available on those values folios, it will be transferred directly after the weekend, after the monthly 30 days or fixed days. Fixed days means from the IT you can control it. Currently it is configured as 5 days. If you want 10 days or any other days apart from the daily, monthly, weekly, IT will define it there as a fixed days, and respectively after those number of days the record will be transferred. Bill routing. If you are getting the pre-intimation about the guest requirement that he wants that the separate folio for any particular charges, or he wants that any other is colleague who is staying in any other room and he wants to pay those charges also, he wants to transfer from there, you have to access that profile, and from there you will go to the bill routing. So there are two types of routing. One is specific charges, one is all charges. So for the all charges from any other room, you will go to account search the in-house. If you will find any other in-house, so you will search it, select it and save it here. So all charges from that profile will transfer to this profile. Same like specific charges, if this Mr. Gibran, they want that all the room charges they want in separate, because by default all the cashiering charges charge codes will be saved in folio number 1. By default system supports 8 folios, but yes, by default all records will be being saved in folio number 1. But if you want that to keep in another folio, so department is rooms, folio number 2, save. So all room related charges every day on everyday basis, it will be saved in folio number 2. Let's clear this thing. So there is one more scenario, that if the guest asking for any particular charges from any specific charges from his colleague room, from his known room, about to transfer to his room, so you can go to that profile and go to the billing screen, and from here define that charges, and from this side you will define the guest profile in-house, select that thing and save it. So respectively whatever the room charges of one guest for Mr. Gibran will be transferred to the any other guest. This bill routing details will only be used if you have a pre-intimation about the guest requirement, that how he want the folios and invoices in what formats. Guest notifications. In guest notification there are 3 levels. One is access notification, check-in notification and checkout notifications. For instance, if you in the one profile, if you will keep any information in the access notification, so whenever whoever is calling this profile, he will get that details. If you will want to keep any information, for instance you are making the reservation and you want that your any other colleague who is supposed to check in this guest, he will get those information and respectively he will deal with the guest. So you will use check-in notification, and same in the same way the checkout notification, so only that alert will be appear whoever is going to do the checkout against this guest. If you are using the credit card option here, then the credit card details and other things you are supposed to put it here in card and voucher details. In the document, after making the reservation, the confirmation letter you can take it from the document side, and after the confirmation letter, if you have already forwarded to the guest, and after some modification, if you have done it any amendment, you can take the amendment letter separately and forward to the same guest. At the time of check-in, the reg card you can take it from the same option. For the, as I already mentioned, that for the reservation profiles you can do the turn away guest, you can do the cancellation, you can do the temporary check-in, and you can do the permanent check-in, and you can make the profile of the same guest. These are the activities you can do it. Whatever the modification you are doing, always try to keep pressing save modification. For calling the records, you have to go to this search, reservation, in-house, checkout, cancelled, no show, wait listed. With respect to the profiles, you can call the records from here. Khan Gibran is also here, which I just made it. So other reservation you can also see, and guaranteed, non-guaranteed reservations, their room numbers and other details available here. Expected arrivals, only expected arrival will be appear. Queue guest, whatever the temporary check-in you have done, only that will be appear here. guaranteed arrivals. So only guaranteed arrivals profile will be in the same like non-guaranteed arrivals. It will be appeared here special guest, if any special guest. So only that like Khan Ibran I've already done the VIP special guest, so it is appearing in the special guest profile. In the filter area you can see whatever the date I'm going to mention it here, it will be considered as the arrival guest, and then I will search, so it will with the same respect the record will be retrieved. If you click here then it become changed into, if you again click stay, so if you are not exactly aware about the arrival or departure date of the guest, you will mention any date, and within that day if you have the just information about the stay, so respectively when you search only those guests will appear who are staying on that day. Same like mobile number, you click here mobile number, email ID, membership numbers, contact numbers, so all guaranteed guests, non-guaranteed guests, so you can filter it from here. This is the filter area. Same like for the in-house, if you are checking for the bill on hold, if any today check-ins, today checkouts, today checkout will not be appearing in checkout screen, it will be appearing in the in-house, and after the night audit it will be in the checkout screen. And for the last 60 days it will be in the list of checkout, and later on it will become the part of the archive guest, so it will be available in archive guest details, not in guest details. Same like the cancellation profiles, no show profiles, and waitlist list, you can search it from here, and then you can recall the profiles like this way. This is the checkout profile. You can do the recheck-in, the same profile. So all the guests could be called from these options: reservations, in-house, checkout. So from this way, this is the classifications of the guest profiles, and respectively whatever the this is the main criteria of the searching, and then the sub criterias, there are number of filters options available down, which you can use it. If you are looking for, to understand, to get the accompanying guest or sharer details, just always keep it check and then search, so sharer information will also be appeared. See the Khan Shan is staying with Jiban Khan, so you can it will be appear as a red profiles. Let me recall as any in-house guest. As no in-house guest here, so let me go to the reservation profile. I recall the reservation profile. Let's try to check in. For the guest traces, date, description, for example extra towel, department to housekeeping, save it. On the other side, housekeeping is watching update traces screen. Same like engineering department, other trainer, so they will see the extra towel to this room, this extra towel to this room. They will, when they will do the task, then respectively they will acknowledge it like this way. Save. These jobs are done now. It is appearing as a completed job for housekeeping. Respectively it will be here. After refreshing the screen and the reports, it will become the completed job which you have assigned to the housekeeping against this guest requirements. You can do the guest profile transfer from here, room transfer. The reason. Next, do you want to make the existing room dirty? Yes. The previous rate was nothing. The new rate, for example, the new rate I'm giving the 5,000. Transfer. This is the guest rates. So in this rate I'm going to assign into the new room. The guest rate will becomes 5,000 now. After doing any modifications, anything if you are updating, always keep pressing save modification. So these are the main features which will come under your reservation and in-house profiles. Thank you so much.